The world collectively decided pyramids were out. Here's why. Imagine every civilization on Earth suddenly tossing their pyramid blueprints in the trash and scrambling for new architectural plans. That's essentially what happened. Over the span of a few thousand years, humanity moved from building massive stone mountains to cathedrals, fortresses, and eventually glass skyscrapers. Today, we're going to uncover why that shift happened, what it reveals about power and belief, and why the pyramid, as the ultimate monument, became completely obsolete. Let's follow the journey of one idea. Call it the Great Pyramid Plan. For thousands of years, this plan was the blueprint for immortality. Kings, emperors, and priests across continents all agreed. If you want to show you're powerful and destined for eternity, you stack stones into a giant triangle. Egypt did it. The Maya did it. Ancient Sudan did it. Even cultures that never met each other somehow arrived at the same conclusion. Build big. Build solid. Build a mountain that screams, "I was here." Why did pyramids work so well back then? 3 reasons. First, they're incredibly stable. You can't knock over a pyramid easily. The shape itself distributes weight perfectly. Second, they're visible from miles away. A pyramid is a billboard you can't ignore. And third, they served a very specific religious function. Most pyramids were tombs or temples. They were staircases to the gods, houses for the dead, or physical proof that a ruler would live forever in the afterlife. In a world where your legacy depended on your tomb, a pyramid was the ultimate insurance policy. But here's the thing, the world changed, and the Great Pyramid Plan didn't. Around 2,000 years ago, something started shifting. New religions emerged that didn't focus on tombs. Christianity, for example, wasn't about building a house for your body after death. It was about gathering communities to worship together. Islam emphasized the same idea, communal prayer, not individual monuments. Suddenly, rulers and religious leaders needed buildings that could hold thousands of people, not just one dead king and his treasures. Cathedrals, mosques, and temples became the new architectural priority. These structures pointed upward, yes, but their interior space mattered more than their mass. A pyramid is solid rock. A cathedral is hollow, soaring, filled with light and people. Different goals, different buildings. Let's pause here because this is where it gets interesting. You'd think pyramids would at least stick around as symbols of power, right? Even if religions changed, kings still wanted to show off. But here's the twist. Pyramids became too expensive for what they delivered. Building a pyramid requires an unbelievable amount of labor and resources. The Great Pyramid of Giza took roughly 20 years and tens of thousands of workers. That's 2 decades of your economy focused on one building. Now imagine you're a medieval European king. You could spend 20 years and all your resources building a giant pile of stone that holds one body. Or you could build a fortified castle that protects your entire kingdom, houses your army, and demonstrates your power to every visitor. The castle wins every time. It's not just a symbol, it's functional. Pyramids, by comparison, started to look like ancient vanity projects. Labor systems changed too. In ancient Egypt, pyramid construction relied on massive seasonal labor forces, often paid workers and conscripted farmers during flood seasons. But as societies evolved, centralized forced labor became less common or took different forms. Guilds of skilled craftsmen emerged in medieval Europe. These builders specialized in arches, vaults, and intricate stonework. They didn't want to stack blocks for 20 years. They wanted to create something technical, something that showed their skill. A Gothic cathedral with flying buttresses and stained glass became the new prestige project. It required expertise, not just brute force. The social structure of labor itself made pyramids impractical. Then came the engineering revolution. New materials and techniques changed what was possible. Romans perfected concrete and the arch. These innovations let builders create large interior spaces without needing solid masses of stone. An arch can hold enormous weight while leaving room underneath for doors, windows, hallways. A pyramid can't do that. It's a pile. By the time steel and glass arrived in the 1800s, architects could build taller and lighter than any pyramid ever stood. Skyscrapers became the new symbol of power. They reached higher, housed thousands of people, and cost less per square foot of usable space. Pyramids were obsolete by every measure. Politically, rulers wanted different signals. An ancient pharaoh needed to prove he'd live forever in the afterlife. A medieval king needed to show he could defend his land. A modern corporation needs to show it dominates commerce. Each era's power structure demanded its own architecture. Pyramids were perfect for eternal tombs. Cathedrals were perfect for uniting believers under one authority. Castles were perfect for military control. Skyscrapers are perfect for capitalism. The blueprint for power kept updating, and pyramids didn't make the cut. Let's look at Egypt itself. After the age of pyramid building ended around 2,500 years ago, Egyptian rulers shifted to building temples like Karnak and Abu Simbel. These structures were still massive and impressive, but they served the living, not just the dead. They were places of worship, political theater, and public gatherings. The pyramid as a royal tomb faded because the religious and political needs evolved. The same thing happened in Mesoamerica. The Maya and Aztecs built pyramid-like temples, but even those shifted toward platforms for ritual rather than sealed tombs. Everywhere, the function changed, and so did the form. Here's another factor: maintenance and cost over time. A pyramid just sits there, it doesn't generate revenue, it doesn't protect anyone, it slowly erodes. Compare that to a cathedral, which becomes the center of a town's economy and identity for centuries. Or a fortress, which can be upgraded and repurposed as military technology advances. Or a skyscraper, which generates rent and becomes a landmark. Societies realized they needed buildings that did more than exist. They needed buildings that worked. Even the laborers and craftsmen had changing incentives. Imagine you're a skilled stonemason in the Middle Ages. Would you rather spend your career carving thousands of identical blocks for a pyramid? Or would you rather design intricate sculptures and stained glass windows for a cathedral that everyone will visit and admire? The work itself became more interesting and respected. Pyramid construction was repetitive. New architecture required creativity, problem-solving, and specialized knowledge. People wanted to build things that mattered in their lifetime, not just for some distant afterlife. Now, let's bust a myth. Pyramids didn't disappear because they were banned or because people forgot how to build them. The knowledge and ability remained. Societies simply stopped choosing them. It's like asking why we don't all use typewriters anymore. The typewriter works fine. We just have better options now. Pyramids became the typewriters of monumental architecture, functional in their time, but replaced by tools that fit modern needs better. So why did people stop building pyramids everywhere? Here's the answer. Pyramids were designed for a specific world, one where rulers needed eternal tombs, where religious beliefs centered on the afterlife, where labor could be organized on a massive scale for decades, and where the only way to show power was through sheer, immovable mass. When religions shifted toward communal worship, when political power required functional buildings like castles and civic centers, when labor systems changed, and when new engineering made taller and more versatile structures possible, pyramids lost every advantage they once had. They became relics of an outdated system. The world didn't ban them, it just moved on. Here's the big takeaway. Architecture is never just about buildings. It's about what a society values, how power is organized, and what people believe about life and death. The shift from pyramids to cathedrals to skyscrapers tells the story of humanity deciding that eternity mattered less than community, than defense, than commerce. Every skyline is a blueprint of priorities. We stopped building pyramids because we stopped needing what they offered. If you found this fascinating, subscribe so you don't miss the next story. We're uncovering the hidden reasons behind the world's biggest shifts, one blueprint at a time.